From a boy to a man, Clyde Chess has been living as planned on the wide expanse of Rush, Colorado.
Just as sure as a preacher is called to preach, I feel like, I'm called to be a steward of the land and of livestock.
It's a rough and tumble life, he says, caring for cattle during all times of day and all kinds of weather.
They're just not a bunch of cows to me, they're individuals.
Chase wants to share this rough and tumble life with others.
Cowboys show their feelings. Yeah, they sure will.
Through poetry.
And the school mom, in this case, is a cow. And she was not exactly tame. But this is kind of how it come about. Old school mom got her name.
Clyde says this was never part of the plan.
My boyhood dream was to be a cowman. And this being a poet deal just happened by accident.
Just happened.
Heard a poem or two that struck my fancy, and I thought, well, I'll try that,
Just happened because he's good at it.
He was squirting dirt and blowing smoke. I mean, that old bike would fairly scream. His back wheel was flipping back and forth, sort of like fish swimming up a stream.
Being a cowboy poet means sharing the struggles and beauties of the cowboy life.
The first poem I ever wrote was dedicated to a young man that's 13 years old, and his dad had just passed away, and he was trying so hard to be the man of the family.
He passes down stories and history.
Yeah, there's a lesson in most of them, I guess.
Through the spoken word, through their feelings.
One of the curses in our family was we was born with our bladder right behind our eyes, and every time something happens, I start bawling.
Though he always has a captive audience, Clyde's poem, The Schoolmarm, is receiving national attention.
She charged me, he said. His eyes was open wide and sent my shiny motorbike a-sprawling on its side.
His poem, one of 6, up for the National Cattlemen Beef Association's Cowboy Poetry Award.
I wasn't surprised, but I was honored, yeah.
Just don't call him a rapper.
Don't know. I don't know any cowboy rappers. I suppose we might have some.
Just don't call him a cowboy. Clyde says he's a cowman.
But I'd like for people to think of me in terms of a cowman. I've tried to be that a lot more than a cowboy.
Here's to the accidental cowman poet.
Always liked old school mom, but she's never very tame. And I always have to chuckle when I recall the day school mom got her name.
With photojournalist Brian Wendland.
Thank you.
Nelson Garcia, 9 News.